When we choose to face our struggles with strength and protect what matters most, no enemy is greater than the heart that refuses to surrender. Stay with us till the end. Lucas had always believed that life, though difficult, was worth every struggle as long as he had Adam by his side. At 10 years old, Adam was the center of his world, the reason he worked long hours at the factory, the reason he endured sleepless nights, and the reason he kept moving forward after his wife passed away. Their small town wasn't perfect, but it was home. Until one evening, everything changed. Lucas had accidentally uncovered corruption at his workplace, documents that revealed money being stolen from the community funds. When he quietly reported it, he never expected that the man behind it, a powerful businessman with deep influence in the town, would retaliate. At first, it was subtle, warnings whispered by strangers, cold stares on the street. But soon, it became direct. A message was slipped under his door one night: "You'll pay for what you did. We know where your boy is." The words chilled him to the core. Lucas held the paper in his shaking hands, his heart pounding. He looked at Adam, peacefully asleep on their old couch, unaware of the danger that loomed. That night, Lucas couldn't close his eyes. His mind replayed the same thought over and over: if I stay, my son isn't safe. By dawn, his decision was made. He packed a small bag, just some clothes, a few photos, and the little money he had saved. When Adam woke up confused, Lucas knelt down, looked him in the eye, and whispered, "We're going on an adventure, son. Just you and me." Adam's eyes widened, half scared, half excited, but he trusted his father completely. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Lucas and Adam boarded a late-night bus out of town. Lucas sat by the window, watching the streets of his past fade into darkness. He gripped his son's hand tightly, silently promising, "No matter where we go, I'll protect you. Even if I have to run to the ends of the earth." For Lucas, the fight had just begun. But deep inside, he knew he had chosen love over fear, and that made him stronger than ever. The bus rattled through winding roads, carrying Lucas and Adam farther from the only home they had ever known. Adam leaned against his father's shoulder, his small hand clutching Lucas's tightly, while Lucas stared out the window, alert and restless. Every time the bus stopped, he scanned the faces of passengers boarding, half expecting to see the shadows of those who threatened them. Fear gnawed at him, but he couldn't let Adam see it. He needed to be strong for both of them. When they arrived in the next city, the air felt different, faster, colder, filled with strangers who didn't know their names. Lucas chose to disappear into the crowd. He found a cheap motel, the kind where no one asked questions, and tucked Adam into bed. As his son slept, Lucas sat in the dim light, planning their next move. Money was tight, and his savings would not last long. He thought about the job he left behind, the friends he couldn't contact, the house that now stood empty. Everything familiar was gone, yet his resolve only grew stronger. The next morning, Adam's innocent curiosity pierced Lucas's heavy heart. "Dad, are we going to live here now?" he asked, munching on a piece of bread Lucas bought from a nearby bakery. Lucas knelt down, brushing his son's messy hair. "For now, yes. But wherever we are together, that's home." Adam smiled, and for a moment, Lucas felt a flicker of hope. Days turned into weeks. Lucas picked up odd jobs, washing dishes, unloading trucks, repairing fences, anything that could earn enough to keep them going. His hands grew rougher, his body more tired, but he never complained. Each night, he would read to Adam from a battered old storybook, reminding his son that even heroes had to face storms before they found peace. Yet, in the quiet of the night, Lucas often wondered how long they could keep running. He knew the men who threatened them had power, reach, and money. But as he watched Adam sleep peacefully, Lucas swore he would never stop fighting, never stop running, if it meant keeping his son safe. The world was closing in, but Lucas's love was his shield, and that made him unbreakable. One chilly evening, Lucas and Adam were walking back from a small grocery shop, a bag of bread and milk in Lucas's hand. The streets of the new city were dimly lit, and the buzz of traffic echoed around them. Adam hummed a tune he learned at school, skipping a little ahead, while Lucas's eyes darted across every alley and corner. His instincts told him something was wrong. As they turned into a narrow street, Lucas's breath caught. Two men leaned against a black car parked at the end of the road. Their sharp eyes scanned the area like hunters waiting for prey. Lucas recognized the insignia on one man's jacket. These weren't random strangers, they were connected to the men he'd been running from. "Adam, come here," Lucas whispered firmly, pulling his son closer. His heart pounded, but he forced himself to stay calm. He quickly ducked into a side alley, dragging Adam with him. The boy looked up in confusion but trusted his father's urgency. They weaved through twisting lanes, Lucas's hand never leaving Adam's. He could hear faint footsteps behind them, the men realizing their targets had slipped away. Adrenaline surged through Lucas's veins, sharpening his focus. They sprinted across the backstreets, leaping over puddles and dodging trash bins. For Lucas, every second was survival. For Adam, it felt like an unexpected adventure. Finally, they stumbled into a crowded marketplace. The noise of vendors and chatter swallowed them. Lucas bought Adam a toy from a stall, pretending to be just another father shopping with his child. His heart still raced, but he blended into the crowd, masking his fear. Later that night, back at their tiny rented room, Lucas knelt beside Adam. "Dad, why were we running?" Adam asked softly. Lucas took a deep breath, brushing his son's cheek. "Because sometimes, son, the world tests us. But as long as we stay together, we'll always find a way through." Adam hugged him tightly, his small arms offering more comfort than he realized. Lucas knew danger was still lurking, but he also knew something greater. His love for Adam was stronger than any threat chasing them. Weeks passed, and Lucas grew weary of running. Every shadow felt like a threat, every loud knock a warning. He couldn't keep uprooting Adam's life. His son deserved stability, school, and a chance at happiness. Lucas realized he needed to face the danger instead of always fleeing from it. One afternoon, while working at a mechanic's shop, Lucas overheard talk of the same men who had been chasing him. They weren't just after money, they wanted control, to use people like him as pawns. Lucas clenched his fists. He had run long enough. For Adam's future, he had to stand his ground. That night, Lucas made a choice. He contacted an old friend from his hometown, someone he knew he could trust, who had connections with the law. Sharing everything, Lucas handed over proof of the crimes the men had committed, evidence he had secretly gathered before fleeing. His friend promised to act quickly. A week later, justice finally caught up with those who hunted them. The mafia members were arrested, their network exposed. For the first time in months, Lucas felt the heavy chains of fear lift from his shoulders. Sitting on the porch of their small rented house, Lucas watched Adam play with a kite in the yard, laughing freely under the open sky. Tears welled in Lucas's eyes, not of sadness, but of relief. He pulled his son close and whispered, "We don't have to run anymore, Adam. We're safe." Adam beamed. "So this is home now?" Lucas smiled, tightening his embrace. "Yes, son. Wherever you laugh like this, that's home." For Lucas, the journey had been brutal, filled with nights of fear and uncertainty. But it was in those struggles that he discovered his greatest strength, the unyielding power of a father's love.